All right. This is our review, or in this case, we're verifying our answers from our lesson 90, Time for a Change. Okay, in this case, what we're doing is the following. We're going to have the startup questions over here. It says, working groups discuss these questions. Do you live in a city or in the country? Well, I can tell you, I used to live in a big city. Now we're living in the country, right? So I know both sides of this questions perfectly. So that would be city or country. I live now in the country, or you live in the city. Do you like where you live? Yes or no? So let's answer. I'll just use this one. Go down. Do you live in the city or in the country? I would say country. Or you're right here, in the country or in the city, or you put city or country. Do you like where you live? Yes. Why? Yes, it's peaceful, it's nice, it's quiet. Would you like to move house, or would you like to move to a house? If yes, where to and why? Well, I would like to have my own place here and maybe another place in the city because I enjoy both of them. So we're talking about this city living, country living, because the text we have it's regarding to people that changed residence, one from the city, one from the country. Okay, so it says working groups give sentences. Which of these sentences do you agree with? Give reasons if possible. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put true or false. People have an easier life in the country. That's true or false. That depends of whatever you think. It's more difficult to find jobs in the country. I would say that's true. So you can say true or false. I'm going to give my options, my opinions, and then I'm going to write them down. It's cheaper to live in the country than in the city. That is true. For me, I think it's true. Public transport is better in the city. That is true. Life in the city is more interesting. That's true. And the city is more dangerous for young people. I would say that is true. Okay. So let's write our answers. Okay. I'm going to use this. Do you live in the city or in the country? I'm going to put here. One. In the country. I'm going to write in the country. Do you like where you live? Yes. Why or why not? Okay. So I'm going to put number one in the country. Number two, I'm going to say yes. It's peaceful and beautiful. It's peaceful and beautiful. Number three, would you like to move to a house? If yes, where would you like to go and why? Okay, I would write yes. I'd like to have a place in the city, comma, and a place in the country. Well, in my particular case, I don't have a house. I'm renting, so that would be my answer. Okay, next one. That's from exercise 2. We're going to do the following. It says, people have an easier life in this country. I wrote that's false. Why? But I say country life needs hard work. That's my answer for number one. So an easy life, it's not an easy life. People that live in the country work a lot. Number two, it's more difficult to find jobs in the country. I said that was true because finding a formal job is more difficult. So finding a formal job is more difficult. Number three, it's cheaper to live in the country than in the city. Three, I say that's true. Housing, housing or houses in big cities are more expensive. That's what I think. Number four, there's better public transport in the city. Number four, I say it's true. Why? Cities have more ways or more forms of transportation. Five, life in the city is more interesting. That's true. Five, I say city, the city has more options of entertainment. And number six, the city is more dangerous for young people. That's true. City has more danger in general. Okay, so those are my answers. I'm going to change them. And this one's the same to save some space because maybe we need to write some more. Okay, now that we have our opinion, we're going to do the reading of these pages. Okay, and then we're going to answer the question. So let's start reading. Here we have the text. The name is The Grass is Greener. The, the grass is always greener. They say that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. But can moving a house really solve your problems? We asked two peoples from different parts of the UK why they decided to change the way they live. Here we have Neil Price and here we have Barry Robson. Okay, so let's start. Neil Price. A month ago, I got a job as a national park manager, so we decided to sell our house in the city and move to the country. We want to have an easier life, and I'd like to spend more time with my family. I really enjoy spending time with my two children, but I only see them on Sundays at the moment. I work 6 days a week because you need to have a lot of money to live in the city. Everything's more expensive here, especially if you have children. But the kids aren't very happy about moving. They love living in the city, but my wife and I think the country is safer for them. Of course, teenagers like going out on their own, but it can be quite dangerous around here, especially at night. So that's Neil Price. Here we have Barry Robson. I moved to the city 2 years ago because I needed to get a job. I stopped looking for work in the country because there weren't any jobs, but when I moved to the city, I found one in the first week. I enjoy living in the city because there are more things to do in your free time. Life in the country can be quite boring. Also, public transport's a lot better in the city, so I don't need to have a car. But houses are more expensive, so generally the cost of living is about the same. Sometimes I hate living in the city. It's dirty, crowded, and noisy at night, and I'd like to go back to the country one day. When I'm old, I'd love to have a little place in the mountains where it's really quiet.